Hello everyone. Before we start, let me ask you some simple questions. How many of you have dogs as pets? Do you know it as much as you know your friends? Does it listen to you when you ask it to do something? Just answer these questions to yourself. Not all dogs react the way its master wants. Why? It may be because there is no emotional connect between them. Thus, there is a need to know your dog very well emotionally. Today, the key to grow your business is to get hands on your past data and scrutinize them to find out the existing loopholes and get rid of them. I'll do the same as a part of a peer-graded assignment of a course on Coursera, that is data visualization and communication with Tableau. I'll base my scrutiny on the data provided by a company called the Dognition that offers fun and science-based games to know your dog better. Our objective will be, in a month, that is during the course period, we have to analyze the Dognition data and recommend the Dognition company management the change in their business process to increase the number of tests their users complete by 10% vis-a-vis the same month last year. So let's get started. So first of all, let's see how the total number of tests completed are distributed globally. We can see that in the United States, the number of tests completed are above 120,000, but in the rest of the countries, it is nowhere near, right? In Canada, it's around 7,000, in Greenland, it is 20, in Russia, it's 27, in India, it's 38. So we can see that USA totally dominates the number of tests completed globally. But if we see the average tests that were completed globally, the United States lags behind. Right, the average here is around 11.66, whereas in Greenland it is 20, in Kazakhstan it is 20, it is 20 again in Saudi Arabia. So we can infer from here that we have to target these countries and Greenland as well, because they are the potential marketplaces for us, for our business, right? Now this slide shows the total number of tests conducted in 2013, 2014 and 2015. We can see that October 2014 is clearly an outlier here. The total number of tests conducted here conducted during this phase are nearly 4,000 to 3,000, but in other during the other period it is nowhere near, right? So the management can find out that what were the marketing strategies and proposals that were adopted during this phase, right? Now this graph shows that there are certain tests which are much more enjoyed by the customers than certain others, right? Like yawn warm-up, yawn game, these are the tests which are more enjoyed by the customers than the tests like stare game, different perspective, shared perspective, etc., etc. So the management needs to find out what are the loopholes here, and they have to make these tests much more interesting so that the customers take up these tests much more. Likewise, there are certain test subcategories which are much more enjoyed by the customers, like empathy, communication, etc. And there are certain subcategories which are least enjoyed by the customers, like literary, shaker game, etc., etc. So the management needs to make these subcategories of tests much more interesting as well. Finally, we can see that the DNA tested dogs tend to complete more tests on an average than the dogs which are not DNA tested. This trend can be seen across the breeds except this breed called popular hybrid, right? But one thing is common across the breed, that is, if the dogs and the customers in general are not given free start, right, then the DNA tested dogs tend to complete more tests on an average, and this is true across the breeds, right? You can see here that across the breeds, the DNA tested dogs which are not given free starts, they tend to complete more tests on an average, right? So the management needs to stop giving free tests to the customers. So based on my analysis, there are certain recommendations that I can make. First is that we need to increase the number of tests outside the United States, like in Western Asia and Europe. What will be the benefit? A bigger marketplace will have higher prospects of business, and hence it may lead to a more number of completed tests, right? Second recommendation is just change the type of games which are less enjoyed by the users and dogs like slide, switch, check again, etc. The benefit will be if the dogs and users will enjoy more in taking a certain test, they are more likely to complete that test. Third recommendation I can make is, in general, the DNA tested dogs complete more number of tests on an average, except that popular hybrid breed which we have seen in the last slide. So if they are, but if we stop giving the dogs, the customers in general, a free start, then they tend to complete more tests on an average, right? So my third recommendation will be, stop giving free starts. What will be the benefit? Clearly this will save our money by not giving a free start, as it is a fruitless provision we are giving to the customers. Okay, now with these recommendations and these benefits, I'm sure you will be able to know your dog much better, and now your dog will listen to you. Thank you and have a nice day.